What's up, everyone? You're on 514 Online Mix, and we have a very, very special guest, especially to me. We have Budda Child on the virtual house right now, in the virtual house right now.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, it's an honor, it's a pleasure.
It's
I
an
really
honor.
appreciate the opportunity.
It's
To
an
talk
honor
to
for
everybody.
us. It really is. I'm not only going to be speaking to you as an interviewer, I'm going to be speaking to you as a fan.
Wow.
Like, I have some questions as a fan, and if anybody asks you, like, who's your biggest fan, I'm one of them. That's a fact. And we can get that on camera right now. That's a fact, because you made some tracks that, like, like when you be in tears and you just need that to put on that one track. Your tracks do that for me. Even though
Wow.
foreign genes is something more relatable to the Asian community, especially what's going on right now, which is terrible. We just spoke about it on the radio. I can actually relate to it too. Even just driving down in Montreal, like, that track is relatable to so many people.
I mean, yeah, for sure. You don't even have to be Asian to relate to that because we all face some kind of racism. And
Exactly.
fortunately, that's how the world is sometimes. And yeah, I just wanted to speak on it. You know what I mean, and give like my 2 cents on it.
Right, and you get really deep in a lot of your tracks. We're also going to get into that later, if you don't mind, a little bit of your story, especially before you became this hustler as an artist today. And like, I'm really excited, because I want to know so much about you. Before we get into your music, I really want to know, who were your influences growing up, and what music did you grow up on?
Wow, it's crazy you say that because first of all, I want to say rest in peace to DMX. And I'm not saying this just because he passed away, but he really was a very influential part in my life. Him and Big Pun, because they basically came out around the same time in '98. And I bought his album the first day it came out. It's Dark and Hell's Hot. I ran to Music World. You don't even have those stores anymore, but like cut
Right.
school at lunchtime, I ran there. I bought DMX the cassette tape, and I forced my friend to buy the Big Pun tape. And we just dubbed it and gave it to each other like that. So basically, like that was a very influential album. I never seen someone so street, and it was like all this shiny suit shit that Puffy was doing so hard with it. I haven't seen like the bootleg Belly movie. You know what I mean? Like a bootleg version. This is how far back I go. The first concert, I wrote this on Facebook. The first concert I ever went to was a Hard Knock Life tour, and he blew me away with his performance. No hype man, just himself. And he's one of the greatest performers. Him and Busta Rhymes. Like, and at the end of it, he said a prayer and he broke down and shit. I'm like, holy shit! Like, does he break down like this every show? And honestly, I think he does. He's that like, you know what I mean? Like emotional with it, and yeah, like that influenced me great. And it's still to date the best concert I've ever been to.
It's really cool that you say one of your inspiration is DMX, because he does put his heart and soul in his music. Even if he's talking about some crazy ish going on, he's putting his all into it, which means there's going to be some truth to that, right? And I kind of understand why you grew up with such influences. It shows in your music. It just shows in your music. And your life is definitely relatable to those artists as well. And shout out to you for putting that in your music, especially as a man. It's not really easy talking about those things, and you bring it, and you bring it hard. Especially you add that fire to to the sauce too, pretty much.
Thank you so much. I mean, like he was a big influence, but I wouldn't sound like him. It's more like
Exactly. No,
how,
you don't
how
sound like him at all. It's just like the stories.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
there will never be another DMX. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
the heart that he puts in the track, he'll put like the deepest tracks. And my
that's
favorite
it.
track from him is like I think it's called "I Miss You," about his grandmother. You know what I mean? Like that, you can really feel. Like I'm glad that he's with his grandmother now. But like that's like one of the deepest tracks. So that's what I would take from like the interest talking about
Exactly.
life and the pain and all that. Like he was like a kind of a tortured soul type of thing.
That's exactly what I mean. Like the heart is there,
Yeah,
and like you put it in there raw as well. And
exactly.
let's get into your song, like we are talking about before, a second gander. Was that from a personal experience?
Um, hmm. Well, I'll be taking second looks all the time. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say like I'm you know, I'm in a very happy relationship right now, but like before, forget about it. You know what I mean? I went hard. I lived downtown, and like at one point, like you know what I mean, like I should have been focusing on music. You know what I mean? But I was more
Mm,
focused on you know what I mean. If you feel me, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, that's the Aries in me, or like you know what I mean, like. But now it's like more family. You know, more family. I got a son, you know, daughter, all that. So yeah, but I can still go back to that time. You know what I mean? I can still write about it because I lived it for so long.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I hung up my player jersey, you know. So
You hung it up. It's finished now.
yeah, yeah,
Did it also basically? Did you hang it up also because you're a father now as well?
exactly, exactly. You know what I
Mm,
mean? I don't want to. I'm just loyal, you know, and I want to like you know be there for my kid, basically, you know.
yeah, you actually made a song as well about your youngin dramatic
Yeah,
entrance. Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
also about the mother of your child as well, or just the your child?
Exactly. It's about both of them. I told like the whole story. That's my baby mother. I was just saying, and yeah, like I just explained in the song how he was born on the ride to the hospital. You know what I mean? So I put
Wow.
like the entrance and everything that led up to it, and I could take you there, like you're almost there with me. You know what I mean? And that's one of my proudest, most heartfelt songs. And I made a video just so like when he's older, he'll see, and you know what I mean, and he'll see me like you know I'm a prime and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's important. It's like everything I do is like a time capsule. Every video, every like you know album
Hmm.
captures a moment in time for me.
Talking about video, did you say earlier on the radio for the people who didn't hear? You said you're making a music video for Second Gander.
I am actually, yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna be based on the movie Boogie, you know,
Yes, yes.
with Pop Smoke. So I'm gonna show some of my ball skills, even though I'm short or whatever. You know what I mean? Like still like break some ankles, you know. So I
Oh,
want
you
to
got
show
some
that.
boss skills?
Yeah, yeah. I went to Wager, that's why, you know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I actually worked there. That is so cool that you say
Yeah?
that. And I got some ball skills too. Right. Actually,
I
well,
believe you. I believe you.
yeah, like the place that I work at uses the building pretty much.
Okay.
But I know exactly if you go to Wager, if you went to Wager, you're playing hoops right there, man. They have millions of courts like around
Sure.
and in the building as well. So yeah, that's exactly where I'm basically playing hoops all the time. That's where the video was like I had a video of me playing basketball and that's where I filmed it.
No way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yo,
when I
okay,
was
wait, I
there.
remember. I seen that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
I was
when
like,
I was
oh,
there.
shit, yo, hope though. Yeah, yeah. I remember. Yo, you just, yeah, I've seen that, honestly.
You know what? Hopefully, if this pandemic is over, Buddha Child, we can make a basketball and music event linked up. That would be dope.
Oh,
Even if
down.
BTS can come, hey BTS, if you're listening to this interview, we should do it together, man.
Come through, man. Hold it come through, you know? I'm glad that we
Yes.
all support each other, you know what I mean? I love it, yo. Yeah.
So actually, talking about BTS, Holden interviewed you
Mm.
recently as well on BTS, and that was on Twitch, which is on YouTube right now for those
Yes,
who missed it.
yes, big shout out to him, you know what I mean? I reached out
Yes.
to him just because I wanted him to like review my album type shit, you know? Because I wanted like, you know, I never got my album review, so I wanted like some source. But he was like, yo, just do an interview. I'm like, for sure. He showed so much love, and whatever he needs, I got him. Same goes for you, you know?
Yes, yes. Shout out to Holden. He's also a friend. BTS is also a friend of ours, and that's where I actually first saw you. So when people, yeah, so when people do interviews like in Montreal, it actually is very beneficial to the artists. So just by watching a video like this, is supporting other artists and platforms, because that's where I got to find out who you were, not only as an artist, but as like basically behind the scenes as a Buddha Child.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I honestly I never knew that it could like reach that many people. That's why I never really did interviews. I'm like, I don't know, I stayed in my shell. But like then I finally seen it. Like my Spotify like streams went like crazy after I did that shit. So I see it actually affects it, you know?
Oh,
So
yes. And what happens is more people, especially I'm an interviewer watcher right here. So I appreciate when people do interviews because I get to learn from them and enjoy other artists and learn from other artists. So I find it very, very important. And because especially as a fan like me over here, I
mhm.
get to have the first like row seat to one of my favorite artists, you know?
It's important. Like you gotta see the man behind the music, you know, his personality,
Exactly.
and all that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like you think an artist is all cool, but you meet him in person, it's like damn, like I didn't know he was all like stush and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's very
I agree.
important to see the other side. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. You know.
Of course, it's my pleasure. It's an honor, actually. And when it comes to the support in Montreal, do you feel like you get that support that you need as an artist in Montreal?
For a long time, I really didn't think so, but now I'm beginning to see the love, like from you and Holden, and actually, I'm lying. Like a lot of people did it. I can't take that away. A lot of people helped me out, you know, at like CKUT, like Beats from the East, CJLO, everywhere actually. You know what I mean? So I can't take anything away, but like now it feels like there's more opportunities. I don't know if it's because it's pandemic or something like that, but like there's more platforms now. You know?
Yes.
Dutch, you know what I mean? He had like the whole countdown. I met him and shit. But like he was really running this thing before, you know what I mean? And after that, it kind of like, you know, after Dutch and Bad News, it was like a little like I don't know, wave of depression over the city or something like that. But that's got it right back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and, I definitely think we're getting it back to life as well, because there are more platforms available in Montreal, and we're all working together as well. We're supporting one another. I think the music scene can just continue to grow in such a lovely way, and I'm looking forward to seeing that, especially when it comes to artists like you who bring the real in the music.
I'm always gonna do that, you know what I mean? I can't fake anything, you know what I mean? I just speak about my life, you know, so I can listen back and remember that time. It's more for me, if anything, sometimes, you know, and people relate. That's even more amazing.
Straight up. And you also bring your struggles in your tracks.
I do. Yeah.
You really do. You talk about your struggles, and you basically share that with your fans and supporters. And it blows me away how you talk about things. You talked about basically your ramen noodle struggles. Right?
No, you have no idea. For like 5 years straight, I was chopping so fucking hard downtown. I don't know if I can curse anything, but like,
please do.
All I ate, me and Budda, that was my roommate at the time. That's all we ate. Like, you know, that kept me alive. You don't understand, you know. It's just like sometimes I'll just like eat a ramen noodle just to remember the struggle. You know, I don't need to, but like it's like I just gotta keep the hood like that. You know what I
mean? Yeah, because you can move out of the hood, but the hood would never leave you. Exactly. It's true. It's true. And I see that in so many different artists as well. But you basically spoke about that you were getting skinny too. And I was like, wow, Budda Child, I feel like I'm walking those like hard days with you. You put me into those, like, basically you put me in your shoes through a song. And that's rare. Like, you put me, like, basically I seen everything that you're going through with just that one track, and I was blown away with what you were going through.
So much. I mean, that's real. Like, some days, you know, my fridge was real bare, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like focused on money more than anything, you know what I mean? And like, I lost my weight and shit, but like, you know what I mean? I'm back.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, you brought me through your journey. Like, I saw it when you were going down, and I basically saw your saving grace too. Like, and through your music, you were basically like saved in a way through like your rapping too.
Really though, like it's my therapy. You know what I mean? If it wasn't here, I don't even know. Like, and like I brought up before, I even did a song about like suicide and depression, like called "The Bated Breath." You know what I mean? And I even seen you talked about it in a post too, so I know you can relate, you know.
Yes.
So I feel like it's very important. I even put like a hotline, suicide hotline at the end, you know. So it's like, if that could help people, you know, then I did my job type thing, you know.
Yeah, like actually, it's funny because we noticed we had some music in the background and we we're turning it down, but actually just want to turn it up a little bit. Just want to show what's been playing on my playlist. Like we're always listening to your tracks, like. This one right here. This is a dramatic entrance right now. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like that was in my girls' playlist too, like Flint. So that's really
big shout out to her. Like, I'm very happy for you. I think long post you did.
Yeah, big shout out to Flint.
That's like true love. Like, I read that, I'm like, yo, that's love, like for real, to the next level. And I'm glad you found someone like that. You know, I have someone like that too. So I'm grateful to you, you know.
I really, really appreciate that, especially coming from one of my favorite artists. That means a lot from you. It really does mean a lot from you. And Budda Child, honestly, you gave me shivers with the way you rap, and with just the way you are as as a human being. Like I was watching your interview on BTS. You really are an amazing man, and it's so cool that we have you in hip hop.
Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for kind words. Like, it's like, thank you for the words of encouragement. You know, you tell me to keep going, and I'm going to do just that, you know?
Thank God, because I need more like artists when it comes to like music like yours. Because I'm a big fan of indie artists and local artists, especially when they're
Yeah.
in my own city. I don't try to big up like other artists before my Montreal artists. And when you can find talent like that you can relate to, like I didn't really grow up in the streets, but I related to the pain that you were feeling as well, especially as a foreigner. Like even though I was born in this country,
Mm.
sometimes I always would feel like a foreigner in my own country, you know? So that's
Yeah,
really
I can see that,
like,
yeah.
it hits my heart.
Really though, I'm glad you could relate, and yeah, I'm just trying to like, you know, just spread the message, you know, put like good conscious raps out there too, you know what I mean? I
That's
just do
it.
like a second gander, you know what I mean? Like a single like that, just capture the people, and then once they hear the album, they're like, oh shit, there's more substances, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are my promotional joints I try to go hard with too, you know? So
Do you ever see yourself like mixing up the genres, like not only staying hip hop, but like trying something else?
exactly, like even like dramatic entrance, that like
Yeah.
that's a crossover hit kind of thing, because like big shout out to Illy Dre, you know, like he's doing like some rock alternative on that. It's not even hip
Yeah.
hop. That's why
Yeah.
I could like reach that much people. I got like 121,000 views, like you know what I mean, on YouTube. So it's like I know like it touched more people just because of that, you know. So it's
Mm-hmm.
good to branch out, and I'm trying. I do a little singing myself on this album too, you know. But
Yeah. Like even when the way you're singing, forever seen as a
oh, you got a nice
foreigner.
voice.
Like
Oh,
I was like, oh, you were like singing that pretty much in a way, right? Yeah.
yeah, you got a nice voice too. Holy shit.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yo, what's your song, man? I like I sing that line like repetitively in my head, so like it's always stuck in my head. So like, I gotta play your tracks.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the streams, and you know, just you feeling my music and relating to it.
Like
It
that's
means
why
a
I
lot.
warned you. I'm not only talking to you as an interviewer. I'm talking to you as a fan. So like I'm really appreciating your music, and I got to do this in this front row seat. So I appreciate this interview. You like just before I continue, I appreciate this interview.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And so, like, we spoke about it on the radio, but talk to me about your name, Budda Child. Where did that come from?
Okay, well, basically, it came from high school. You know, like I used to smoke heavy even back in high school, so it's like it's the best way to represent me because I smoke.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, also because I'm Asian, and when you think of that, you know, also because later on the line, I switched my name kind of, or my alias to Sunny Chiba, and it was the inverse of that. So Sunny and Buddha
Wow.
and Chiba. I mean Chiba and Buddha and Sunny and Child. You know, but all connected and it went full circle. And yeah, and I never changed it. I just kept it like that. You know.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And besides your music video that's coming out, can you tell us about more future projects that you have in store that you want your fans to know about?
Definitely, like I said on the phone, I'm gonna do like a maybe like an EP concept album of only Asian hip hop beats. It's gonna be called "Hurry Up and Buy." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a hustler way too. It's like a double meaning type shit, and it's gonna be entirely produced by Sky Beats. You know, so
You're lucky.
yo, Sky Beats, holla at me, man. I need that heat. You know what I mean? And I wrote this crazy song called Karen, which is like a part two of Foreign Jeans. You know what I mean? Talking about everything that's happening now too. You know?
Shit. Budda Child, you are very lucky because I heard that Sky Beats is not open right now and he's not taking a lot of people. So if
Yeah,
he hits you up, that means you got the sauce, like I said on
yeah,
camera. I'm
yeah.
telling you, shout out to you, Budda Child, for making that fire. Looking forward to seeing you for another interview. Looking forward to hearing you on the radio. It's not only me who's a fan, we're actually getting requests to play Second Gander. That has been the #1 requested song on the radio this week so far.
Believe that. That's amazing. That makes me so
Right?
happy because that's gonna be my next video. So I'm glad people actually like that song too. So it's a good pick.
Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. And we're going to wait till midnight just in case because it's close with another track. But whoever basically until midnight makes it for the #1 requested track, if we get another request and it's by you, we're going to let you know by tomorrow. who is the #1 requested track so far. It is Budda Child, Second Gander. So shout out to you. And thank you so much for doing this interview. As a fan, it was such a blessing to hear your basically your music and speak to you on Zoom right now. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being so down to earth. You know what I mean? Like,
oh wow,
it's great what you're doing, and thanks for shedding light to all the independent Montreal artists. And we need people like you.
I appreciate that.
I got you. You know, I'll return the favor whenever you need me.
Same here, man. Thank you. And that was Budda Child on 514 Online Mix Radio. His music is being played on the radio. Shout out once again to Budda Child for being in this interview, and shout out to you for watching.